to get the foundation of like the 99% you've built, how many years do you think that would have taken if you did everything right from the get-go? And how many did it take?
Yeah, so it's hard. So me, it's hard to completely understand because I started lifting literally before I hit puberty. Like I started lifting as I hit puberty. And like I definitely had some years where I was lifting where I was 15, I put on 20 pounds in a year. I did put on some body fat for sure, but some of that growth would have been a byproduct of puberty. Yeah. So, and then at 18 years old, I did get to 180 pounds, but my body fat was definitely higher. And I hit a 315 at 18 at like 182 for one rep, 315 for one. I'm 30 now. The best I've done on 315 was 7 reps. So it's like, 18 to 30, I went from which is equivalent of an extra 60 pounds. It's like an extra, so it's like so I technically from 18 to late 20s, I added 60 pounds to my bench, which is, again, it's like, so the thing is that you can make, from my experience, you can make 80% of like you build your 80% of your physique in the first 3 to 4 years. And then, the next 5 to 10 years, 5 years, you're really shooting for that extra 10, 20%. That's sort of been my experience. That said, that's if you've hit the ground running. You're 17, 18 years old, you start training, you train weekly, you track your workouts, you're pushing yourself, your nutrition is pretty much on point, and you don't deviate. You don't take a month off. Like once I started lifting, I haven't taken a month off. The only time I took 3 months off was when I had an injury. Other than that, maybe a week off after going hard for 3 to 4 months, but not even more, usually 4 or 5 days chilling. But a lot of people, they train and then they'll miss a couple workouts and then they skip the next week and this and that. Doesn't work. To really make solid gains and build like 80% of your potential in the first 3 years, you have to really be completely consistent, track. And that's the where I see people making great results is when they're tracking their lifts and they're tracking every workout. And then where I see people kind of making initial gains, but then just getting stuck and doing nothing is when they go to the gym, they go through the motions, they go through the sets and reps. Maybe they push themselves. They have no idea what they did last time. They don't know if they added 5 pounds or a rep. So the only way to really make solid gains beyond like the first very easy gains is to track everything. And then when you then like for me now like, if I didn't want to track, I could just maintain and not really track my lifts and just go in, and because I know what I'm doing. I'm just trying to maintain. But like if when you're trying to build yourself up, you got to be like very, very on the point.
It's wild how many people don't track, and it's like the most crucial thing I would imagine, especially if you're doing you only have one chance per week to go up, and it's like if you like give that up because you forget what you did the week before and you do some like the same thing or potentially something that's not useful, like you just wasted like a quarter of a month of fucking like gains, So,
yeah.
Like, did you have a logbook from like when everything started picking up for you, or?
Yeah, since I was like 14, 15, I had tons of books tracking my workouts. Now I just do it on my iPhone on my notes, and I tracked everything. I played around with I did starting strength as a 15-year-old. I did the starting strength program but that worked well to get my squat up. I got my squat up, but my bench didn't move as much. And I found a lot of limitations with a lot of different trainings that I did.